Hey, fellas, and anyone else willing to listen? Yes, I'm talking to you, ladies. I have a question for you. Did you know June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month? Have you seen any coverage on it? If the answer is no to either, then you aren't alone. In fact, you're in the overwhelming majority. And honestly, I think that's criminal. It isn't just part of the problem, it is the problem. And it's time that we shed some light on it. Look, unless you're blind and deaf, you know that June is Pride Month. It's been covered on every newscast. It's plastered all over social media. Companies everywhere are falling over themselves to show their support for gay rights. It's everywhere, and I'm not in any way saying that that's not okay, but I'm asking, where's the concern for men? Where's the concern for men's mental health? The bottom line is, there isn't any, and that's telling. No hashtags, no TikTok trends, no big NFL and MLB statements, no corporate rainbow packaging for men's mental health. And that speaks volumes. It's not just telling, it's tragic. The fact is, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month isn't something new. It was started in the United States back in June of 2003 by a group of mental health advocates who saw the staggering unaliving rates among men and decided it was time to do something about it. That was well over 20 years ago, and yet it's still practically invisible. And we should be asking, why? Why do we care so little about men and boys, their mental health, and the traumas and difficulties that they're dealing with? Here's some sobering realities for you. Men die by unaliving 4 times more often than women do. Over 100 men a day, every single day, take their own lives in the U.S. alone. Yeah, you heard that right. 100 a day, every day. Unaliving is the 7th leading cause of death for men. And for men under 50, it's one of the top 3. And over 75% of all successful unalivings in this country are men. And yet, no one says a word about it. You're not going to see those stats trending on Twitter. You're not going to hear CNN running a week-long special about them. You sure as hell aren't going to see your local news anchor doing a story on it. And your favorite sports teams? The same organizations who'll change their profile pictures for Pride faster than you can say limited edition merch drop don't say a word about the mental health crisis, claiming the lives of the very men buying that merchandise, buying their jerseys. Not one word. And listen, let's be clear here. I'm not bashing Pride Month. As far as I'm concerned, people deserve to be proud of who they are, and they deserve support. But I'm asking, why is Pride Month getting all of the support? 100% of it. Why don't men and their mental health issues get any support at all? Now look, I know I'm going to be labeled as homophobic or a bigot for saying that. Hell, this video probably will be taken down because I dared to say it. But again, as I keep saying, what does this tell you? What does it say about how we as a society view men, that we cannot allow men to speak out about their issues, their struggles? Why are we so determined to silence any talk about them, silence any talk about men's mental health? Because that's exactly what's going on when they make those assumptions and claims. Come on already. When even the NFL, a league whose fan base is over 70% male, can post a dozen Pride graphics in June, but can't spare one, not even one, about men's mental health. When MLB, whose players are exclusively male, says nothing while over 37,000 men die by unaliving every single year, that's not equality. That's neglect. That's a lack of caring. And our talking about it and pointing out that disconnect isn't the bigotry they want to claim it is. No, my friends. The attempt to silence any talk about it by making those claims is the true bigotry. But it isn't just corporations and professional sports teams that are doing it. The government is every bit as guilty, perhaps more. The story there is no different. Every year, millions of dollars are allocated for LGBT and all the other letters initiatives, pride events, education campaigns, Cities across the country have parades. And again, I have no problem with any of that. I'm all for supporting people and getting help and visibility for their struggles. But you want to know how much is earmarked specifically for men's mental health awareness and unaliving prevention? Practically nothing. You're not going to see any parades. You're not going to see daily PSAs. There's not going to be posters or billboards or programs designed to reach out to men. You're not going to see anything. So when the politicians and those pushing certain agendas say, we need to help support certain groups, they mean only those certain groups that they approve of. And the one group they absolutely do not approve of is men. Because while the narrative says there's room for both, the reality shows otherwise. Look, this isn't about competing tragedies. It's about asking a fair question. Are we really saying that sexual preference matters more than being a man who is struggling? Are we really going to argue that the mental health crisis decimating fathers, sons, brothers, and husbands isn't worth a conversation? The answer is absolute, and that answer is yes. Yes, we are. Because if no one talks about it, no one is even willing to admit it exists, no one's going to fix it. And if no one fixes it, men are going to keep dying. And as I said earlier, that number is 100 a day, every single day. That's more than died during COVID, more than died during the recent measles outbreaks, more than have died due to bigotry. It's 100 a day, every single day, and the world says nothing. And that's been going on for decades now. Not one damn word, not one bit of caring or concern. Society has said, we don't care about the epidemic of men, and it is an epidemic, unaliving themselves. In fact, we don't want to hear about it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want it to be known. But hear me, and I'm loud and proud when I say this, men are not disposable. We are not emotionless. We're not weak for struggling. We're not something to be viewed as unworthy or unmanly. And we for damn sure aren't any less deserving of awareness simply because we don't fit into a trending cause. So this June, while you're seeing corporations fall all over themselves to show their support for Pride, I implore you to ask yourself, why aren't they showing up for the men quietly losing their battles in silence? I ask you to ask them, why don't they care about men? And make them answer. Because if we don't speak up, no one else will. But don't stop there. Put up your own videos. Put up your own posts. Don't stay silent yourselves. Talk about it with your friends, family, and coworkers. Talk about it with anyone you can. Yes, I get it's uncomfortable. You're gonna get pushback. But we need to break the silence. We need to say enough is enough. And until we do, another day will pass and another 100 men will be gone forever. And to all those men who are out there who are struggling, who are out there fighting their demons, I want you to hear me right now. You are not alone. We do see you. You matter. You are worth saving. And even if the world's too busy virtual signaling to notice, you're not invisible to me. You're not invisible to all of us. Reach out. Get help. It doesn't make you weak, and it for damn sure does not make you unmanly. Truth is, it actually makes you strong. Know that, and know that your life is worth living. Worth everything.